Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another segment of AKT Celebrity Reads. I know I'm running late, but my phone was giving me a problem. So if it's too late for you, you can't get it tonight, then it'll be here tomorrow, and my friends will put it up on YouTube when they can. This segment is going to be on Nipsey Hussle and his mom, Angelique, and the BET Awards. So, hold on, let me get myself adjusted, y'all. Hold on. Let's see that outfit. I don't know if I can let you see it. I don't know. See, it's like all sparkly and stuff. Like, I don't know. Can you see it? I want to show you my like sparkly blue outfit. I love blue and I love the sparklies. So I just got it. I'm really excited. Now blue is one of my like favorite colors. So I have the blue. Have the blue on. I'm trying to get situated. Hi Toya. Hey everybody. I get situated. I am very, very tired. I want to say that right now. I'm extremely exhausted because I have been working on this reading every day. Thank you, Johnny. I'm glad you like it. Wait a minute, hold on. I have got to get the shadows out of there. Oh God, I gotta get somebody to just adjust it. Thank you. Hi, Christina. Thank you. You like my sparkles? I love the sparklies. They're like all over. They're so cute. It makes me feel like a little girl to wear the outfits with the little sparklies. Okay. I'm not. This is a long reading, and I will say I'm not finished with the reading yet. It's so long, and it has so many aspects to it that I have been working on this reading every day this week since I got off and saw. I don't watch television, so when I was doing the reading, and people were asking me, was I watching the BET Awards? Because that was the night, so it must have been Sunday night when I put it up. No, I had not seen it. I don't watch television. I had already done the reading before. So I saw the excerpts on YouTube, and I saw the Nipsey Hussle's family. Hey, Latika. And thank you for the hearts, you all. I love the hearts. I watched it, and I'm so in love with Nipsey's grandmother. Every time I hear her speak, I get chills. I feel such a powerful anointing on Nipsey's grandmother, and oh my God, it's you could tell she loves him from her soul. She loves that baby from her heart and from her soul. Thank you for the hearts. I love the hearts, as if she had that child herself. Nipsey is so special to her, and you could tell her heart is so broken. She loves him and she misses him so much. And I just kept looking at that, and then the mom came up there and dropped the bomb on that ass. The mama, Angelique, dropped that goddamn bomb on that ass. She got up there and said what a lot of people have been saying and wondering. She did not see her son Nipsey's body when she was told that he was shot, and she didn't see any blood at the scene. And it was very powerful. I was surprised that they actually allowed her to be at BET and to speak so passionately. And so, hey, Scotty. Hi, beautiful. That speak about something so deep, so spiritual, so metaphysical at the BET Awards. I mean, you could hear a pin drop. So I watched her. I mean, absolutely, it's a beautiful family. She's a striking woman. Beautiful woman. The grandmother's beautiful. The daughter's beautiful. Very, very good-looking family, handsome father, and we were just very honored. I mean, I was honored. I'm sure everybody else was honored to see them and to hear them speaking. But and then people asked me. I thought I was going to take a break. I said, okay, I'm done for now. I've given the message for the second time to Samael, and I'm going to take a break now. And as soon as I got off with you all, I watched NIPSEY comes back and says he wants to talk about the BET. And people ask me, what did he think of the award? This reading, I'm literally exhausted. I wanted to come a couple of days ago because I remember I mentioned in the last reading that he kept saying his head was hurting, and when I looked at him, I would see the front of the head, and I didn't know why. I knew he was wounded in the back of the head, but I kept saying he was wounded in the front. He kept showing me the front higher up was hurting, and I think I mentioned it when we did the last reading. He kept saying he had a headache, and so I was talking to him and dealing with him about that. There are so many parts in this reading. I'm going to do my best to give it to you, but again, as I said, I'm exhausted because the energies and the entities were so heavy in here. I was literally passing out. Excuse me, every day. I am worn out, but I wanted, because, yes, Christina is so intense, girl. I literally every day, I hate to say this, but I got knocked out by them. They knocked my ass out at least once a damn day. I was knocked out the day round 3-some. They knocked my ass out yesterday. I was so fucked up. I thought I was going to I was trying to stagger to the goddamn bed because I felt this shit coming on me so heavy. I couldn't halfway stand up good. Next thing you know, by the time I tried to get to the bed and grab the bed, halfway laid on the motherfucker, I was waking back up. Bitch didn't even know I had been passed the fuck out. I didn't even know I was damn asleep till I woke back up in this motherfucker. I said, yes, Christina. But I had to, I know what it is now. It's nothing wrong with me. It's just when you deal with shit, the goddamn vitamin and shit wouldn't happen. I'm dehydrated. I'm drinking water like a motherfucker. I'm putting ice in the goddamn cup. I got the air conditioner on. I'm getting hot all over, the fucking ice melting. I have to keep filling this shit up. I'm taking vitamins. I said, maybe I'm dehydrated. Maybe I need to eat. I'm eating. I'm still, as I'm getting down into it, talking to Satan, not Lucifer. I was talking to Satan. And it reminds me of the way Satan came in here and brought the shadow people that are, when I did Joe Jackson's reading. Hi, Terry. And they were all black. Black is this thing here. They look like shadows, but they're very powerful and they move very fast. They're very intelligent. And then the snow white ones came in here, and some of them have no face. They have a face, but I know, Christine, they're very heavy entities, but I wanted to listen to them. They were tied to this Nipsey Hussle reading, and they're tied to the mother. The mother is off the goddamn chain. The mother is something. Let me tell you, I think, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the mother's family is from New Orleans, from Louisiana. I don't know, is that the mother's mother, the grandmother? I'm trying to figure out who is from New Orleans, because I saw a few swamp spirits coming out of graves in swamps. Those were some of the entities that are very, very powerful, and some of them were French. They are Native American, they are African, and they are French. Hey, Shawnee, hi, my beautiful baby. They are French. They are a mixture of these people. And they are heavy on the mother. I don't know what the mother's calling is, but the grandmother's definitely anointed. I could tell, a praying woman. But the mother, Nipsey's mother, I'm not sure if she's fully developed and embraced her calling, because this woman is a very powerful woman. And it looks like she's starting to, I'm getting chills. Yeah, the people are, I'm waiting for the spirits. They can, oh boy, they can come in. It's Cancer season, their energy is amplified. Yeah, too, and we were just dealing with Jupiter, which is Sagittarius. So that's very powerful too. And I've been getting a lot of this energy in here. So I kept watching the mother, and hold on, let me do libations, because I'm feeling something in my head, and I don't want to go out on you people, and I don't want to end this show early. So, oh yeah, somebody's behind me. Oh boy, this is going to be a doozy. So as you see, I'm not in a kidding mood tonight. I want to get this over because I'm very tired and it's long. And I'm going to come back in a few days, probably next week or so, and deal with what I see with the, hey, Valanda, hi, beautiful sister, the court case that they say Samael has coming up. Hey, Ramses. And oh yes, I do want to say too that they said they released, I read some of it, I listened to some of the video that they released on the case with Nipsey's, was it the grand jury? They had it sealed and now they released it. I'm going to tell you, some of that stuff is a lie. What they are saying, what the girl, the driver, what she's saying about Eric Holder, it's not true. Now, if you listen to my part 1 on Nipsey, I said I didn't know why I saw 2 guns. I saw a revolver, I saw a semi-automatic, I saw 2 shooters, and I saw a white man. That was before the video came out to let us see the white man and more than 1 gun, 2 guns. Nipsey told me he was shot with 2 guns. One was one direction, one the other. Now you can see they said what I said. There were 2 guns. There was a revolver and the semi-automatic. And I said this, what, in April? Hey, Juan. Hey, beautiful. Let me put it like this. You would not expect them to be allies with each other because they all could get in serious trouble. However, the girl has been given immunity, the driver, supposedly with the Hoover gang. Yeah, you can put that in there too. I'm going to mention that in a minute. She's testifying and she gets immunity. So whatever she says, she will not have charges pressed or go to prison. But what I'm telling you is, from what I saw today, looking at a little bit, there is a police officer and they have made a deal and unlikely partners like Cowboy, the driver, and Eric Holder. They've been told, and the girl has been threatened, along with Eric, and well, I'm gonna throw Cowboy in here a little bit too. They have all been told to go with the same story and move in the same direction. And these people are not friends. Even though they're saying the same thing and they're agreeing, this is not the complete truth what they are saying. They have bonded with each other, unlikely partners bonding with each other out of fear and bullying and intimidation by the police. And it may come out because one of them kind of didn't want to do this or really don't want to go with it because they're all not friends. And they all don't get along. So we'll see what happens as time goes on. But I had told you all in the last reading there was not getting ready to be justice. It was going to benefit them right now to do something violent and assassinate this man and have it paid to be an organized crime. So we still don't have the justice yet because they are sticking together with the police and they've all made this deal together. Then a lady sent it to me, and my friend Ramses Naru has it, and I looked at it. with the Sandman Negus case, which was also Nipsey's very close friend from Eritrea, Ethiopia. Oh, and I want to say, I looked at the news, there was almost a coup in Ethiopia, and they tried to kill the leaders in the military and take over Ethiopia, and it was all fucked up. I put the video up there on my Facebook page. This is this week, within the past 3-4 days. I think one of the main generals had a bodyguard. The bodyguard was escorting him home, shot him, killed him, shot himself. Murder-suicide this week. There's war. These spirits want war. There's killing going on, and then when you look at Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Sudan, like Sandman Negus mentioned to me, there's something going on right there in Sudan right now. You can look these things up. Trouble, killing, conflict. As I had said, Sandman Negus spoke to me a couple weeks ago, and then when he mentioned to me that he knew he was getting ready, not all the time, baby, unfortunately, but some of these things are deeper than we think they are, where it's not supposed to be that way at the time. Some of these things are karmic, retribution, balancing things out. And you may not see it now, but then it comes out later. We have to look deeper to peer beneath the veil to see all the things, all the intricacies. And there's so many people in this, but I want to say that when Sandman told me that he knew he was going to die, he prepared himself to die in the alley. That he knew who killed him. And there was a man that participated in murdering him that had an ankle bracelet on with the what is that thing, the tracking. He was on probation or something. He had that, what you call that, where the police put the ankle bracelet on you. He said the man killed him with the thing on. Okay. The lady sent it to me today. She sent the court documents, and where it says in the murder, dealing with the murder of Sandman Negus. And as you go down, because the lady say, I thought about you, Alexyss, so I started looking for this. She said, when I read this, I got chills. She said, because you look down in there, and the young man that's accused of murdering Sandman Negus, they put in detail the boy had one of them ankle monitor bracelet on with the tracking on the satellite. She sent it to me this morning, just like they sent it to me. Oh, thank you. Well, why you didn't share it with me, Taylor? Y'all can come share things on there. I don't mind. I love it when you share things, because what I say, I don't know. You know, as I say, these are spiritual things. I don't know in the physical because I'm not there. When I see these things, the spirits are there, or they take me there in the astral. So I'm not physically privy to these things. I cannot say it's a guarantee. I say this is for entertainment purposes only. This is a spiritual reading. This is what I am seeing on the higher levels. That's all I can say. You know, there are other people, they believe strongly in what they do. They're so cocky with it. They're like, this is a guarantee. I said, I'm glad, I hope one day I get to that point, but I'm not. So I know if I'm not physically privy to something, if I don't have a police file, if I'm not looking at an autopsy record, if I'm not there during it, I cannot guarantee these things. So when I say I see something, or spirit comes in here to speak to me, like they are coming in now, male and female ones are coming in, the animals are coming in, the cobras here. Well, it's a couple because they're shifting colors. This is an albino cobra right there. There's a brown and there's a jet black one right there, and there's red. I've never seen it before. There's a whole red one, which would make sense because I have been dealing with the planet Mars and the god of war, which would go back to Horus. They're pretty upset We are in the realm of war. It is time for war. That's everything I look at about this reading. This come up war. It's time for war. These spirits are very upset. I have nothing to do with this. I'm just repeating what they say. And it's all over. Yes, that's the entertainment. Yes, I did a disclaimer, entertainment purposes. I love that. And the entertainment purposes disguised as truth. I love that. You have to let me use it. You have to let me use it. Okay, let me do the libation. I'm going to get to it because this is long. And I'm coming late because my phone was acting up and it wouldn't charge. It's charging so slow. I'm calling my ancestors. Whew. I'm feeling so heavy. Y'all have your candles lit? I have mine. I have one there. I don't know if you can see it. I have the other ones here. The cigar and have the rum for them. Let's get to it. Oh, what I was going to say too, if anybody has the link for the Sandman Negus murder trial, if you can put the link there so people, when they can, look through it. Thank you. Beautiful, Yashani. They can see as they scroll down the man that was charged with murdering Sandman Negus had that ankle monitor on with that satellite tracking thing on there. Okay. Several things I think I want to say that I missed as well. Did I miss? Yeah, I am not getting that Eric Holder is the only shooter. When the Spirit was speaking to me, I saw a young man, younger than Eric. It was three of them together. Which one's why they're so angry? Because this man has been violently assassinated. Your ancestors would be angry too to have someone that powerful come on the planet to do incredible work and then be gunned down like a fucking animal. His ancestors that we didn't even know about, and the very powerful spirits and entities, and they're from several places. They're from Louisiana, they're from Eritrea, Ethiopia, and they're from Egypt. These things, and down there, like I said, from what I see, in the swamp and swamp tombs, they open up to me and come up here in the house. Some of them are Indian. Some of them are African, Indian and African mixture, and French mixture. And then some of them are separate African, some of them are separate native from there and French. And some of those spirits too, when you're dealing with the French ones, because they brought this lady Lalaurie, they have that type of energy. That's the slave owner that was down there killing slaves in New Orleans in that house and bathing in their blood and washing her face with it as a beauty treatment and locking her up in the basement or up in the attic and letting them die, wounded, and sacrificing them and taking organs off of them, doing demonic rituals. I'm not saying they're in NIPSEY's mother's family, but not her. But some of that energy, some of those ancestors, yes, yep, still is, beautiful soul, still here, is in that bloodline. So you have these clashes with those entities, but the native ones, the African ones, the Eritrean ones, the Ethiopian ones, the Egyptian ones are angry. Yep. Indian, African, what? Yes, you look like that too. Very angry. They are going to initiate war, whether the mother does it or not, whether the mother likes it or not. They are going to possess people. They're walking all around different areas, and they're walking out there. Now, these things are so big. The one that I saw and spoke to is as tall as a telegram pole. It's like, I don't know how big that is, but this thing's huge, and it's black. It's just jet black, and it's male. It's a male entity, and it moves through electricity and electrical lines and airways, and through anything electrical device and through the telephone. And it said it's not stopping, and nobody is stopping me. Nobody's stopping what I am doing. I got this group of spirits, and we are getting ready to start war and raise hell. That is what they're saying, and some of them were coming up out of the graveyard. Some of them were coming up out of graves. And let me tell you something really weird that I've never seen before. When I looked at Nipsey's mother up there during the speech, I looked at everyone, and the grandmother, which I absolutely love. And when it gets to the mother, I kept watching it, and then I seen some funny shit. Not funny like ha ha, but fucked up and wild funny. As I'm looking behind. First, I didn't see this motherfucker, man. I had to really, I look. He said, look at me. I'm looking at her in the face, and then it says, look at me. So I'm looking beyond her and behind her. Thank you. And I look to the left, back to her, and let me say something else I noticed. When I did the reading a few days ago, and I mentioned that, Nipsey was mentioning, I mentioned the colors green and black. I need you to go back and look at that excerpt. You can see it on YouTube, because that's all I saw. I didn't see the whole show. When you turn on, because I said the green, when Nipsey was telling Sam, don't let them take the green out of your hand, which is linked to the blood of the land. Don't let them pull that black energy out of your feet, which will lead to the death of you and me, which will represent the death through the death of the money, flipping things upside down in a trick. Look at the BET segment, like 7-8 minutes. When they open up on that stage, it is green and black. You see the green 5-pointed star, the pentagrams. They are all lit up in green. And then you see the black stage. That's when it's dark. And then you see when they turn the lights on, they come up to the stage. The green pentagrams, 5-pointed star, behind the mother. It's behind all of them on the stage. And you see the black trim, the gray with the black trim. The green and the black. So I'm looking at that, and I said, wow, he mentioned these colors to Samael about the green and the black representing the death of the money and the reversing of the money, which would lead, and if he does not stand up and fight, Sam has alliances that are waiting to help him. He may not know that he has them, and he may be too afraid to trust anybody because of what happened. He's extremely paranoid. He doesn't know who to trust because he knows this was inside. So I'm really hoping that someone wakes him up, or someone comes to him that he knows that he can trust, or that they prove they're trustworthy and loyal, so that he will not be by himself feeling like he's alone and has no allies. And then through worry and not sleeping and not eating and being stressed out, or anything else that's may be said to him, he then basically destroys his health and his body. So he's listening to the wrong entities and demonic forces around him that's trying to isolate him and then make him implode by doing this to himself and the paranoia, because the fight is coming whether he likes it or not, whether he chooses to fight or not. It's coming. That's what the spirits are saying, and a lot of it, they're going to drive it. These spirits are going to, these are very powerful warrior spirits. They're going to drive this shit, and it's happening now in June. It is happening. It's all over the ethos, and they've been talking about this on the other side. So and now they are here. So when I am looking at the mother, I see this thing telling me to look to the left back of her while she's talking. There's a demon. It is Satan himself in the form of Cernunnos, which would be the green. He was shot and assassinated as we were moving into the spring solstice. Now we are in the summer solstice, dealing with the legal aspects of it, the revelations of what happened, dealing with legal cases. So we are dealing with foliage and life and leaves and flowers and trees and fruits. Everything is blooming. Beautiful food and fruits and dancing, and the sun is out. Okay. That would be Cernunnos, because that is Satan as the horned god of the forest, with the female goddess witch that is with him over the forest. Now, this is the second time I've seen them out of all the readings I've done. And I've done a lot of them. I don't even remember how many I've done. The main time I saw Cernunnos with the powerful red-headed, very pale white witch that looks ageless was during the Bill Cosby reading, when they said that she was taking him down. When she told me he was going to jail and she was taking him down. You can watch that reading, because, yes, this also comes as pan, because I said it before he got sentenced to go to prison, because that's what they came in here and said. And also those shadow people that are very strong, they are gods that are jet black and that are snow white. Some of them have a skeleton face. Some of them have a face with no eyes and no mouth. At least it doesn't look like it when you see it. It's there, but they shape shift. Sometimes you cannot see it, because some of them came here to me, I didn't see the mouth. Hey, Michelle, I didn't see the eyes, and they walked in here, they just naked. But you can't see any body parts. No chest, no man nipples, no penis. It's just like a male body, but it's just real, like pasty white, just like flour, or like pizza dough or biscuit dough. That's how they look, real white like that. But they're very, very smart. They're very intelligent. They are older than humans, and they move through the dimensions. They move through different constellations. They move through galaxies. They're ET, as well as, I don't want to say all of them are demonic beings. Some of them are like fallen angels that have good and bad, light and dark in them. So they're not completely evil, because when they come in here and they say and they speak to me, they don't try to cause trouble. They just come and sometimes they have no features. And then when it might turn away, and then it turn back. And then, exactly. And I respect all of them, because they respect me. And then they'll have a face, like it didn't have no face, even though it had a head shape, everything was shaped like a face, but nothing went on it. Then another one walk in, it got a skeleton face where you could see the teeth and shit. Then another one come in, it's just got like that thing on that movie. What that movie is, y'all have to remind me. I Know What You Did Last Summer, with that mask on, with the black mask, with the white mouth open like that. And the eyes, is that it? Or what is the name of that movie? It came out a few years ago that with that mask on, they face look like that. Some of them have a mouth like that. So I look at them when they come in here. I scream. It just walked in. When Satan was up and the way he would look different. He had hair on him when he was standing behind her with a big dick. So he looked across in between a beast and a man and had hair on him, and he doing this behind NIPSEY mama. So while, they on stage, there's clearly some type of ritual, something that's been done in this place, because this demon, and he had the jester looking one, the court jester, like the midget that be coming here. He had the midget with him, with the turn up shoe, with the bell on it, and then the damn hat with the horn like this right here. He was up there buying. They were up there dancing shit. They was up there the whole night dancing to the different music, because they the one create the megahertz for the music, and they create a lot of the music. So I said, wait a minute, so it's no music on while the mother's speaking. I guess I can't hear the music. Thank you. The whole demonic court was there because it was their goddamn show. So as he's standing behind the mother, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me watch everybody. I didn't see him do this to everybody. This nigga's doing this to her. So let me see what the fuck this is about. So is she's talking and explaining what happened to NIPSEY, the devil dancing harder. He getting off on this shit and said he did it. And I'm looking at him, and he want me to see. So he looking at me. So he know I see. So I'm okay. I'm trying to draw this shit, and it's getting heavy in the house, and I'm getting hot. So I'm looking. I'm okay, and I'm trying to write and draw his face, and these teeth like a wolf teeth in his mouth, and he mentioned Little Red Riding Hood with the wolf, and take her out in the wood. Yes, he is. She got lost in the woods. I got to go back and look at the damn story, because of some of the shit they be bringing up. Like, he be fucking with me. Like, he like to play games. So he was bringing that up, and the red, again, represents the blood, and he pointed at the mother. Like, she is symbolically a form of Little Red Riding Hood, which he want to set up, approach, come off nice, and then attack, devour. So I'm seeing what he's saying to me, and he popping his ass and slinging his dick, standing behind, but not, let me make clear, not like he's sexually attracted to her. That's not what it means. Yes, the devil is the king over sex and lust and orgy and drugs, hard fucking, and music and entertainment and law and politics. He's God, the prince of the air. He's over all that. But that's not what it means. When you're dealing with, like I say, Sir Nunos, and we're in the summer and everything's blooming and green and beautiful. The plants, the fruit, the vegetables, the partying, everybody's out having a good time. People that are healthy and that are strong. We're dealing with creativity and beauty and sex and good food and party and celebration and music. So the greenness and the penis, right, the energy would represent fertility, would represent pregnancy, would represent giving birth, which or honoring the birth as we start into the spring and move into the summer where everything is bloomed and you're full and you're engorged with pregnancy. And in the summer, the beauty of it and it's now come to fruition and you are enjoying it. So that's what he was showing, the fertility, the bounty, the fruit, and the benefit, yes, girl, of what he has taken, stolen, the benefit of what he has stolen from this woman, NIPSEY's mother. That's what he is saying, the abundance, yes, that is hers, that came out of her womb, grew in her womb, her life. He got out of her womb, became a very powerful, fruitful, creative, giving birth on many levels, and then getting ready to go even higher. And he's saying, I took it. Yes, I did it. He's looking at me saying, it's me. And I'm saying, okay, you know what? I didn't know I was going to see this from watching her speaking. Because at first, I kept watching. I didn't see it. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to do any more readings right now. I'm going to take a break. And then, yes, Mark of the Beast ceremony for Saturnian. That's the Saturn's cube. Thank you, baby. I was going to bring that up later. We're dealing with Saturn when he's in there. Satan, that's his party. That's his show. It was for him. So he's dancing. He letting me know. Then this fucker stand up. Because he bending over. I mean, he popping. This motherfucker could dance. Pop, locking, dropping. He hitting it from the left and shit. Rotating his hip. And then he stands back for me. I'm looking. He pulls out something that I used to have. I wish I had it. I gotta find one. This nigga pull out a goddamn music box. He started cranking the box. It started singing. The music coming out for me. He looking, he cranking the music box. As he cranks the music box, it opens and the clown pops out the box. I said, oh, this is some bullshit. And I said, what Satan? Okay, you showing me the music box, and as he's cranking, he popping with that. Just dancing, popping, and I watch it, poops, while the mother's talking. This is what I'm seeing behind her. And I said, okay, this is a trick. Because I know, as I'm seeing the music box, the jack in the box, this is some fucked up shit. Because the jack, which would also be the clown face, the Joker, the trickster, pops up out of the box with the music. As you crank it, the door opens, it pops, and you see this clown. So I already know this is going downhill at this point. So I start to look this up. Do you know the original name for that is the devil in the box? Because when you crank that for the music and you think you are cranking the box, and the clown, which would also be, we're dealing with Pennywise, we're dealing with Azazel. Because also as the mother was speaking, Azazel would be the scapegoat. So you have a black goat, you have a white goat. One is saved and one is taken into the woods to take the sins away. One's slaughtered. It's two of them. Yes, the black and white, like the black and white beings. Yes, as he rolled the thing, Pennywise pop up out the goddamn box with that white ass skin and that earned hair and that earned damn nose and mouth. So I look, and was originally called Devil in the Box because you are cranking this and it is seducing you because it's a box and it has music. And it's oh hell. But you think it's harmless, and this fucker's a con. It puts you in a trick. It's a con artist as you're opening that box. He like Pennywise to me. And it mixed together with them teeth. And he up there dancing. The devil got sharp teeth. The thing got teeth in his mouth. Hi, beautiful Nova. As he's cranking. So I look and I find that the original name of that thing was Devil in the Box because you're releasing demonic energy through the box. Now, you know the box has six walls on it. 4 on the sides, 1 in the top, 1 in the bottom. So I am looking here and I realize that as the mother's talking, they're reversing everything that she's saying. Everything that she's doing. That's what he's saying to me. Whatever first of all. He's saying this whole ceremony is a joke. The whole ceremony, as we are acting, as we are giving him the award and we're honoring him, we are taking, we are stealing, we are taking energy, and whatever we think we are giving, this is the jack in the box. We are reversing, we are stealing. Some type of way, there's a con in it. It is not what you saw. It is not what they said. It was not what it appears to be. Yeah, everything is a joke to him because he tricks humans. So you're looking at that, especially like I told you, you go back and look at that video, you see on the BT when they came up, it's green and black, and the green pentagrams are all over the stage. The 5-pointed star. So he is showing me this, dancing, cranking it with the music playing, laughing with the jester. So I said, oh, this is fucked up. So I start to write. And as I'm writing and I'm coming across, let me read you some of the things I said. The Nipsey Hussle, we are dealing with Draco. We are dealing with the Draconian constellation. We are dealing with the Paleo-mammalian brain, with the vampire energy. They even brought up Bram Stoker from the original vampire movies. Going all the way back then, this is what was done and this is what they were doing now. Vampiring off of the energy, because they said he even had blue carpet there for Nipsey. That was all to reverse it, to steal from this man, to make mockery. While you act like you are loving him, you're giving love. The satanic energy, the ritual had been done to really pull everything out that you can't. And yeah, that's when the white skeletons were coming in here talking, and the black ones, and they were on this stage. And the black shadow people, some of them had on black and white suits, like the men in black type of suits, like they would be government or agents. That's how they look, but their faces, their bodies and their faces look like that. And they also call this a minstrel show. Not only is this the devil in the box, because you have to realize, when you're dealing with a camera, that's a box. That's also dealing with the devil in the box. When you're dealing with a television, that would be a box with 6 points, a devil in a box, because they're projected, demonic energies projected through the television, projected through the camera. When you're using a phone and it's shaped like a television, it's a box, it's a square. You're getting it that way. So he's saying this thing here was also when you go back to slavery and you deal with the blackface minstrel show. He's saying, and you know what that means. That means it looked black on the outside, but really underneath is white. That is who initiated those beings. Initiated, oh, she had the green? Yeah, I didn't see it, all of it. This, and had them cover them face with the black mask to pretend these are black people singing and dancing when they are just they are part of the minstrel show, the slave. That's what he's saying. And then when I am looking at this and trying to find more on the devil in the box, this called the trick box. Okay, and we know the television is a trick box, the camera's a trick box. All that's an illusion, what you see and what you hear. And then the megahertz, which is the frequency of the music, has deliberately been turned up to move the demons through the frequency and be very erratic and make you do violent, deviant, sexual, and drug things to the beat. And the type of words that are said many times doesn't make any sense, but they'll tell you to do things like that. Okay. When you are dealing with that box, many times there are mirrors. To make it go even deeper, you're dealing with the mirror, because that's what he started to tell me. I don't know where this is, but it mentioned a mirror also attached to a woman that Nipsey knew. And I know there were mirrors in the store because that's how I saw them inside of that store. And I do not believe Nipsey was killed outside on the ground like that. The way they showed in that video, it was something that happened either inside of that store, because I saw Cowboy, Nipsey, and I even saw Eric inside of there, even though they're saying they weren't in there. Like I say, there was another shooter. There were two shooters. And if Eric had two guns, then the shooter possibly had one that we don't know or that we don't see. That girl would know. There was someone that was a younger man with Eric. I'm telling you, I keep feeling it. And that was done in stages. Now, I don't want to deal with conspiracy theories, although many times a conspiracy is not a theory, especially if you can prove it. Just like when I was telling you earlier, I saw the policeman making a deal with Eric and the girl, the driver, and Cowboy. They're telling them what to say and what to go along with, and they get protection to try to make this go away. Tell us what they want us to believe. But when I looked, I saw Eric Holder walking in the courthouse, and his face kept changing from his face to a taller white police. Like the police had something to do with the shooting. I'm going to stick with that, even though I don't have no proof of it, because the shit keep coming to me. That there was something about this shooting, and you can even study the style of the shooting, how when you are military or police, which also get a lot of police training, they go for middle body mass, because that's where the organs are, and then if that doesn't work, they go for the head. But they're taught to ambush, they're taught different tactics to harass and ambush someone, keep them off guard, and to try to drain their resources. That's why they kept ambushing him, they kept busting him, causing him problems, and then when they do that and they have you off balance, come and catch you off guard and then assassinate. It's something about this that gives me that vibe. And I keep seeing Eric's face shift from a black face to a white face, from a white face to a black face. But the white face, I see a police badge. And now you see they've made an agreement. Okay. That's all I'll say about that for now. We get back to this goddamn clown in this fucking trick box, this devil in the goddamn box, and how it looks fun and funny. But then when you open this, they steal and lie, and this is the music. It's tied to this music industry. It's tied to some deal that Nipsey made. I just don't know. I don't know all of his deals. I don't know all of his businesses, but it's tied to it. And then I started to see it at the BET. Now, when you're dealing with those boxes too, you would have to go back to the movie Hellraiser with Pinhead ass. Because that's the same type of box, the devil in the box. And then I think one of those has mirrors on it. And I've seen people, actually, you can see them on YouTube. They have the mirror in the box. And I saw Nipsey, I saw some woman, I can't explain, I didn't go deep in it because there's so much going on, and I kept going out trying to grasp all this. She was upset with him about something. But this woman, I'm saying, also secretly does magic, and I don't think he knew. It looked like a white lady. I don't know what type of business ventures or things he dealt with, because he knows so many people, dealt so many things with people. And the fuck, I hear something. I thought I heard somebody walking. I saw her do this mirror spell where he could be in the mirror and this woman could see him and speak to him, but he could not see her. And it was around something he didn't want to do. So it looked like it's pertaining to business or some type of business venture or the proposition. He's like, he seems like the type of person that you can't, once it's something he doesn't feel right, he doesn't like it, you're not going to make him do it. He will be like, no, we can do it another way, but that's out. That's not going to happen. And then I see him go to the mirror where they had done the spell. And all I can say, I saw it tied to drawing a symbol, but it looked like the symbol was drawn in sand by a beach or by the ocean that led into the water, which you'll be dealing with demonic entities that are also in the water. There are good ones and there are bad ones in the water. This one spirit told me her name, when I could see her, he didn't see her. She popped up for me, and I saw her name, Minerva. Minerva, that's the goddess Minerva, and she, I think, is connected to, and then another goddess popped up. They're trying to say they're the same, but I don't think they're the same. Athena. And that's how Minerva trying to seduce and capture his spirit. Then I saw Athena, and Athena talked to me, and she's the goddess of war. And she said, because it's happened to him, it is time for war. This has already been initiated. Yeah, well, they say that, but I'm not really sure. Unless this was another spirit, completely female goddess that was also in the mirror. Because, yes, it does look like they're the same. I mean, the attributes the same. She is over military tactics and strategy, intelligence, in type of intel, arts, crafts, war strategies. What else? This goddess is off the chain. She's with NIPSEY. She is, she's a general. She deals with generalship. She deals with courts and law, which is what they're getting ready to deal with right now. And mathematics. So if she were in Egypt, she'd be the goddess Neith. And there is the goddess of wisdom. Yeah, Athena's the Greek version. Yes, you're right. They're both warrior-like spirits. And they're all about war and getting in that ass when somebody's been done wrong that they love and that they're around and that they'll protect. And that's what she started saying to me about NIPSEY and talking about the 6 selves in the mirror. And it's like if you put a mirror on the inside 4 parts of that devil's box, or that music box, one at the top, one at the bottom, you then will be able to call demonic energy. You'll be able to call entities inside of the box by putting the mirrors in there and doing different rituals, doing different spells. That's what was going on when the mother was speaking, and he was behind her doing it with the box. And it also comes through the other box, which would be the television camera, and through the sound waves, which he was releasing, is the music. See, he's standing here doing it now. Shaking his ass, cranking the damn box. Crank that soldier boy, tell him. He don't mind. He gave him permission to say the shit. But he up here grinning like this shit is funny. Just cranking, I don't know, I guess this fucking with me. I don't know what he doing. But he's standing there doing the shit, and the little thing got green in his hat. He's shaking his ass. He only about yay big. He right there. So I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let them do their thing, man. It's fucked up. But at least they telling me, yeah, they cranking it. They cranking that soldier boy, tell him over there, he cranking the box. Standing right there. And, no, it's like, he ain't heard me. He just think, he right there like this shit. Okay. Do you. Go on, player. Go play on, player. Go ahead. Another person that came to me again. Bruce Lee. Because Bruce Lee did Enter the Dragon in 1973 with Warner Brothers. You remember that? You can also see that. Yeah, they twerking to the twerking to the bullshit. That know what he doing. Cranking it. Especially the midget, because he like to crack jokes on people and fuck people anyway and lie and deceive motherfuckers. So I went and looked at that scene with the wall of mirrors. And I noticed several things. Y'all go back and look at that segment with Bruce Lee and the man that there had the one hand missing with them knives or hooks. He could put different appliances on that shit. You know what they remind me of? Captain Hook, which is a pirate and a thief. Because they also stole from Bruce Lee and stole his life. And the demons were in that box. Now, I don't know how big that box was with the mirrors with Bruce Lee when they shot. I don't know how many mirrors in there. But Bruce understood and understood, overstood dealing with demons, and they were afraid about the curse on the family and demonic energy, and he was dealing with different levels of metaphysics, which is why he wanted to shoot it with the mirrors in there. And this man is trying to take his life inside of the mirror box. You see what I'm saying? And you're seeing so many levels of the self. You see so many Bruces. Just like when Nipsey looks in the mirror, you see so many Nipseys. You don't know which one is you. Not the one. Oh my God. Can you all see me? My phone just went out and I don't know why. I might have to finish this. My phone just went out. Can you all see and hear me? Said it was poor reception to weather or something. Can you all see me? Can you hear me? Because it just went out. See a plane trick. See, and it just came back. Can you all see me and hear me? Because I literally just lost all reception. Okay. So Bruce, the same thing happened to him, and then Bruce started, after he beat the man ass, fucked him up, the man left, and then he started to smash some of the mirrors. Okay, after that same year, Bruce died. And he was dealing with demons, but also you have to be careful, because when you crack them, the mirrors, you release the demons into the space, into the atmosphere. So we're dealing with the carbon man. We're dealing with the number of the beast. So you're dealing with the same thing. The carbon man, the number of the beast, and the number of man, which would be 666. Because you're dealing with 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. You're dealing with this physical body, the man, and also the beast. And then you're dealing with the 6s when you're dealing with the mirror, because, okay, so you got a mirror inside the box. You got 4 corners there. So that's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, and 3 plus 3, which will give you 18. You reduce that 8 and 1 to 9, and then you flip that, you get 6. You see, you're dealing with the 3s and the 6. Okay, he's going. Yeah, he's smiling. He understands. Of course, he knows. He's the master of mathematics and science and metaphysics and bodies, because he created a string of humans, of the man. So Satan is agreeing while he has the box here. So we're dealing with archons/angels, which would be fallen angels, and some Elohim, which also fell away from the Elohim belong to a council. So you have some of them that are fallen away, that are fallen angels, that are a part of, he's going, yes, he's agreeing. Satan is agreeing. Those are the ones that are down here with this type of magic, dealing with music, mirrors, and mathematics. Okay. Got that part. And that's, yes, I already mentioned that, coming back, yeah, the Men in Black, and this is coming from, we're dealing with Draco, and we're dealing with Sirius. We're also dealing with the Sirius, the dog star. This is also coming into place, tied to Nipsey and his mother, as well as that vampiric sacrifice energy for fame. Because that's what he told me they were going to do. Some of them had done this before the ritual, they were going to do it after the show. Exchanging the sex orgies, body fluids, waste, and sacrifices for flame. I'm not saying Nipsey did that. I don't see that. But this is what was going on. This is how he's saying yes. He said that he makes some of them do the black mass, which you're dealing with urine, feces, blood. He's like, oh yes. He's getting excited. He said he loves that. The demons love that, as well as the alcohol, drugs, and the flesh. And we are also dealing with the magic of Merlin, which you remember when you see the boxes like Houdini, remember that? They had the boxes. And I think some of those magicians had the mirrors. They had to take oaths to be powerful magicians like that to have that power. And when I said Minerva, it also goes back to Merlin and the magician, because they deal with magic, and this Minerva and Athena, they're both they deal with military strategy and war and destroying their enemies. They play chess. These what these goddesses do. They come around Nipsey, and they were trying to, I don't know if he saw him and spoke to him, but when I saw him looking in that mirror, that one was standing right there looking at him, but I don't think he saw her, because she let me see her. Okay. But when you're dealing with the box of 6 sides, you're dealing with 6 cells. So you're like collapsing that into a small space, and then that's where the entities love to live. They will come out and possess the person, possess the atmosphere, and they could cause a lot of havoc. They can make you do things, or make people around you do things you would not normally do. So what is, let me read this. When it is saying, yeah, we deal with the woman calling Armias, because she called Armias. She wasn't calling Nipsey, she was calling Armias. And this type of magic is also Middle Eastern, African, Jewish, which would also tie into his bloodline possibly. Jewish, King Solomon lineage, dealing with mathematics, quantum mechanics, quantum time travel, sacred geometry, which would be the mirrors that are in the cell. Everybody has them in the cell. The cosmic mirrors based on sacred geometry of the cell. We deal with the linear time clock, but that linear time clock is a trick. It does not exist. When I see him looking in the mirror, that's why I see the seducer. And another seducer coming up is Lilith and Draco, which would also be the succubus. And this also has a sea demon attached to it, like a mermaid spirit, a star demon also from the Draco constellation, and a graveyard demon connected to the swamps of New Orleans, French and African males, through slaves, through war, through murder, and through human sacrifice, where hearts were eaten as a delicacy and triumph over enemies, the consumption of the black blood. So I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure that happened everywhere, in every state in the United States, where when there were slave owners, they were doing human sacrifice rituals, taking organs and blood for demonic power, because that's what demons love to consume. Human blood, body parts. That's the sacrifice that they prefer. They'd rather have blood over water. That's when you see a lot of people that deal with demons and demonic activity, and some of them have come out of it and speak on it. They said they didn't drink water, they drank a lot of blood, whether it was pig blood or human blood, because they got more power drinking the blood than the water, because that's what the demons prefer. The human is a delicacy to them, and they don't like or respect humans. They don't like that humans, they feel, take their place, as it says in the Bible, and have the bodies and experience pleasure and the joy of life in a body. They feel like they were cheated out of it, and they're upset with God. So since that's God, certain ones, I'm not going to say all humans, certain humans that God loves as their creations, they like to kill those if they have permission to kill those. So we're also dealing with Athena, the goddess of war, and we're dealing with Zeus, which would also be Osiris, is her daddy. And the male counterpart of Athena is Ares, who's also came up. He's the god of war. Do you see what I'm saying? You have all of these gods and goddesses. I don't even want to say on standby on that ass. They ready to go. And they're gods and goddesses of war popping up for NIPSEY. And they're in his bloodline. Ares, the god of war, is the son of Zeus and Hera. Now, you know from when I did the Wendy Williams reading, her favorite god with all the eyes is Argus, or also the other side of him is Cthulhu, who sees all and knows all. Ares is one of the 12 Olympian gods. He's very dangerous. He embodies physical aggression for success, and he has overwhelming force that he will use as very insatiable in battle. He's a killer. He's coming up here now. And then Mars is named after the Roman god of war. When we deal with the Egyptian equivalent, we're dealing with Horus, which also deals with the red planet Mars. You see, I did not pick this, make this shit up. It's coming up. It's been coming up all week. What's going on right now in the ethers and in the universe? They ready. Who run it? They run it. That's what they're saying. Okay, he's still standing there, doing his thing. I ain't gonna say that. Okay, we're dealing with Cernunnos again. And we're dealing with the satanic death cult to get life through death and to get light workers and magicians of change. You want those. They want to kill and consume those type of cults. They like those, like NIPSEY was a high vibration light being trying to change the world, trying to change his neighborhood, trying to show you he's the example. What I do, you can do, and even greater. They want that one. They like those. And then he's a natural music box, genetically. Very gifted, a genius, a god. And all these gods reside in him and around him and through the genetics. They want those. You know, when I saw one of the white beings, because I got to tell you some fun facts that I found. One of them came up and led me to, I might be missing a piece of paper, led me to this movie called Pan's Labyrinth. You look at that on YouTube. You will see that white being, I'm talking about, so white man. He's in the underworld. And the little girl that's in the movie, she wants to transform. And she has gifts as well. I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw excerpts on YouTube, so I don't know what all roles they play. But you are not supposed to come into his realm. If you come into his realm, he likes to eat little children. And he will trick you, which goes back to the devil's box, the tricks box. He'll have all this food that when children are hungry, they want to eat the food. And if they eat one morsel, they get jammed in there and he consumes the children. Oh, you got to see it, girl. I got to figure out how to see it. That being looks like that. And then I heard, okay, she's transforming. The music. You should listen to the music box, which would be the trick box on YouTube. It sounds just like a music box when they're playing the music from the movie Pan's Labyrinth. It's very, very satanic. A movie very, very demonic. And because when I saw the beings, I saw them first in here. And then they led me to Pan's Labyrinth, and I said, that's who's here. That's one of the species that is here. Real tall, real pale like that, no face, no features. I think they come in and out. She shapeshifts in the movie Pan's Labyrinth. Listen to that song, because the song is almost mesmerizing and hypnotizing. It sounds like a lullaby. Oh, he played in that Labyrinth movie. It's a beautiful song, but I just felt a lot of pain when I listened to it, because I could hear the demons in it. in the box, and it tricks people through that music and the frequency of the lullaby, like a baby's lullaby. And so I'm watching it and I'm saying, oh my God, okay, this is what he's doing, Satan, what I'm telling you about, through the music industry. And that is played, he seduces and creates some music in a frequency that puts people, hypnotizes them, put them in a state like a trance where they then become indoctrinated. Yes, Shoshani, indoctrinated with it, and then you get seduced, and either you get what you want and nothing happens to you, or something happens to you and then you get what you want. Because I've never heard Nipsey's music played in Atlanta until today on V103. They played two of his songs last time I checked, and they played that one with that boy, what's that, been riding around with the V12. That was on the radio today. He's become a superstar and going global. But this is not the way he wanted it. It's upside down. He's listening to it. He sees it. But this is not what he wanted. The Rex in the middle. And they never played that. But he on that just as loud. I said, go on, baby. And I turned it up. Because I was writing about him. And as I was writing about him, I said, let me turn the radio a little bit, hear a little music, and sing a little bit and practice. Because I hadn't been practicing much writing these. And I said, let me write. And as I'm thinking of him writing it, it pops on and I just laughed. I said, look at you. And I heard him put it on Facebook because I've never heard it. I said, wow, they should have done that for him while he was here. Because that's what he wanted. And I'm like, wow, yes, but it's not fantasy. When I love his music. And then the two of them, it was like a medley, like they played one behind the other, and then they was playing him the first one. Jay-Z came behind them, and it was like like the Rush Hour. They got one artist back, and it's one whole song, but it's a medley of different artists keep coming in. He's never come in. They've never played him, and they did today. And I'm like, wow, and this is after BT. 5 days, 4 or 5 days after BT. And now he's moving through that frequency. Even though I'm seeing it's backwards. So I'm going to watch this because I thought that was incredible in one way, but heartbreaking in another way. Because he would have wanted to be here to see that, to celebrate that, to perform. But he's like the hangman. He's upside down, having to experience this out of the body in the underworld and moving back and forth between the underworld and here because he knows it all. And yeah, I see he doesn't. He doesn't take any shit. That's all right. Very strong, but don't bother. Don't get in your shit. Look, but don't try to run mine. Yeah, and it's a place I missed. I'm trying to cover everything because yes, I know I wanted to say about the marathon. I was so fascinated when they're saying the marathon continues, and he was talking about the marathon. Do you realize that the marathon was actually a war dealing with Greece? Dealing with Athens and Greece. And yeah, that was a war first. And then the race came out of the war of Marathon. There was a city named Marathon. So I thought, wow, that is, you see what I'm saying? How this keeps coming back to that? And you think Marathon starts with a race. It did not start with a race. Yes, let me tell you, Mars, the god of war, possesses the sign of Aries and Scorpio and teaches occult sciences. The planet was known by ancient Egyptians as Horus of the horizon, or Horus the Red. The falcon-head god, the vicious, ruthless killer, Horus. It's in this bitch. And Marathon is a town in Greece and the site of Marathon battle of 490 BC. and which the heavily outnumbered Athenian army defeated the Persians. Legend has it that Pidippides, if I'm saying it right, a Greek herald at the battle, was sent running from Marathon to Athens to announce the victory, which is how the marathon running race was conceived. The Greeks defeated the Persians. So look, he named, I'm sure he didn't know, he says the marathon continues. Which technically, if we go there, the war continues. We're dealing with war. Because they fought him and his brother to get out the parking lot. They fought them when they rented a store. And they found out the DA had something to do with telling them to kick them out of there. And then the owner said, they want me to kick y'all out, but I'm going to sell it to you. Then they fought them once they bought it to try to get rid of them and lock them up and set them up and harass them and busted them. You see what I'm saying? Say, they led me, he knows this now, they led me into these things, and I am looking at this with my mouth open, and I said, wow. Is it me? Or when that baby up there, when Lauren baby crossed, did that baby point and said Batman backpack? Did that baby say Batman when Nipsey's sister was holding the baby on stage when they first got up there? Did anybody hear that? Because it sounded like the baby, it's clear that baby real smart, like Nipsey, and point out shit. The baby looked out at all them people talking about that Batman backpack. I said, here we go again. This baby done said Batman. Just like Sandman the Goose was telling me when he brought up Batman and told me to look with the bat satellite thing, and I looked, and that's when he told me about the bracelet. That boy killed him with that goddamn bracelet on his ankle, that monitor. And I said, here we go again. This baby done sat here and goddamn said, wait a minute, it's some more shit with this. Some more shit with it. That's when I started looking at this stuff, which would tie into the technology of the devil's box, because that's what you're dealing with. To branch this out on the satellite, the television, the phone, all mediums. They are also psychic mediums, and the devil, they can plant whatever demon, whatever they want as it's moving through. He's mimic what he do. I do this, he do that. That's what Satan is. He's just in a really playful mood tonight, just fucking with me. That's what so. Do you like me to say something else? Am I missing something? Do I have permission to say what you say to me? But he's now, space has shape-shifted into the wolf. He said the scavenger, the predator. That's, oh wow. He's shape-shifting here right now. With the other ones. Okay. I'm going to let him do his thing. Okay. Let me tell you this here. When we're dealing with the six-sided box, the con artist we're dealing with, like Clive Barker. I think that's Clive Barker, the one that dealt with Hellraiser, with the magic box. He released the demons, and now I need to go back and look at that. That also likes to skin the victim. Take their skin off of them and they blood out of them. That's another form of demonic sacrifice. He licking his tongue out now as the wolf. That's what he's like, they scavenge on human flesh. Yes. And saying the devil box with the 6 doors is also a trick box coffin. We're dealing with a coffin here. Because a square coffin got 6 sides. 4 around the side, a top, and a bottom. They also do rituals to trick somebody into a box, a coffin box, and put mirrors in there to take their soul and take their physical possessions that stem from the source of the soul, where everything lies. It is saying that he was tricked. Nipsey was tricked into the box coffin by a demonic spell. Some music. I don't want to set, look, this for entertainment here. That's all this shit is. Music video. The devil said that higher is reverse. Said when they were singing higher and higher. It was like a trick, a reverse spell. The only one that they wanted to, when they sang higher and higher, the devil is a liar. Remember that? Well, that piano right there is a box too. You hear me? You play them keys on there and you hit certain strings, they produce a certain frequency. He tapping his hand now. He just in a happy mood tonight, just dancing, shaking his ass. The other one is too. He said, yeah, they was playing the keys. And as they singing and playing, and the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. It's taking me higher. He don't mean that the devil is a liar. The devil is your lover. I didn't say that. You are doing a ritual. I'm not saying no name. You're doing a ritual, and you're playing them notes on there. You done already did it. And then as you saying it's going higher, then you are summoning that boy's soul out of his body. Trick the boy out the body. I used to look, don't start that bullshit. Tell me how you not here. Cause he been here all week. He had that blue on. And that's also symbolic when you're dealing with the goddesses of the sea and the mermaid spirits dealing with blue. You're summoning and you're calling him down. The devil is a liar. The devil. See, it's not like that. While you're saying his name, you're tricked. He just moved. He's kind of he shifted. He said they call him when they say certain words, which you heard the direct word right there. He said it do something to trigger him and get him turned on. They get excited. When they get excited, it's like y'all, you know, when you see those a lawn, a real pretty green lawn, and you see the water sprinkler thing out there, but the water sprinkler got them kind, they go in a circle and circulate it all the way around like that. Just water spinning around in a circle. He said when he get excited and they call him like that, and that frequency, a certain frequency hit him. Hello, Mike. He said that he's released. It's like he bust a nut, like orgasm when he shoot off like that. When they call him like that and they be summoning him, do they ritual to him? Say, yes, shoot out demons, go everywhere. Like 360 degrees. He released them like Pandora box, which we will go back to a devil's box. If you look up Pandora box, that called. That's what Satan about with his dick. Look at the tarot card. He got titties and a dick on that. And he got a man and a woman tied down there, chained up to lust and to the spirits, the 7 deadly sins. That's what he deal with. Fuck it. Anything deal with the paleo mammalian brain, the old brain, the hindbrain frequency and sensation in your ass. That's what he do. He's agreeing with me. I'm glad he's in a good mood. He said it's just all entertainment. And then he just made fun of the what is that, Looney Tunes, when he said that's all, folks. That's all. He said he created Papa. Yes, he created those characters. That's what he's saying. With Disney and all the what was that pig said it? That's all. Folks. He's saying that, and he's mentioning Warner Brothers. Now, you know, you deal with Warner Brothers, you also deal with Prince. And again, like I say, Bruce Lee. They shot that with the mirrors, Bruce Lee. Enter the Dragon. It came out, I think, in 73. He died in 73 after that mirror thing. Maybe it's a coincidence, but I know now what goes on because Satan explained it to me. So I doubt if that was a coincidence. Okay. Try to get to everything. What's quite interesting, what comes up too, the necromantion of Ithra. When you're dealing with the necromantion, that is the ancient Greek oracle of the dead. They took me there. This is where Homer sent Odysseus to seek advice from a long dead oracle and where he was horrified by visions of Hades. So it's set on top of a hill, and there were 3 rivers out of 5 rivers. This is what? Acheron River, which translates into woe in Greek. I hope I ain't fucking this word up. Pyrophiligaton, which is meaning flaming with fire. I guess like hellfire. That's the 2nd river. And the 3rd river is Cocytus, which would mean the river of wailing. 3 of the 5 rivers associated with Hades or hell. This is where the necromantion of Ithra was in Greece, where people would go here when they wanted to speak to the dead, their wives, their husbands, their children, or if there was an oracle that spoke to the dead that had physical death, they go into the temple. A lot of times they would get high. Before they go, they have a certain diet. They had certain animals to do sacrifice, to give to the spirit and to the God, so that the God would be more susceptible to speak to them, to give them a message. So they wanted us to know this, and that's how a lot of these spirits are moving through today. And coming forward through these centers and these temples. Now let me tell you something. I think I have to go back. Something with the mother. Ooh, this is such a heaviness with the mother. The mother is saying, she's saying it doesn't bother her. And he was preparing for the transition for 2 weeks, and she could not sleep for 2 weeks. But that's not what I'm seeing. The mother is devastated. And if the mother is not angry, then these spirits on her are angry as hell. They want revenge, even if she does not. I could see it in her face. And when I looked at her, I saw Nipsey get in her body, and I saw him imposed on her face. I could see him as she was talking. It was 3 black shadow people. One on the left of her body, one on the right of her body, one in the back of her body. This is separate from Satan and the demons with him. And one moving through the whole body and the face. This spirit has been following his mother around. And it's a big one. Ever since this happened to him. Obatala is coming up and all these warrior spirits. And it's showing so many. I've never seen this before. But when I mention the mother, actually you have good spirits, you have bad spirits following the mother. Because the mother also has enemies. And she has people that would like to take her out. Take her down. And it is connected to her child. It is connected to Nipsey. I mean, yes, she has some enemies before this. And conflict with Nipsey's father. And then Nipsey's father, he seems kind of passive. And he talks soft. I love his accent. But there are very powerful war spirits on this man too. That are very upset, and he's heartbroken. He just doesn't talk much. But secretly, he cries and he's heartbroken. Because that's his baby boy. And you could hear it when he said, I wish my son was here. You could hear it. This is very difficult for them. You can feel the grief and the pain over everyone in that family and everyone on the stage, as well as the heavy black energy. Demonic energy, and these spirits are talking to Nipsey's mother, and they are telling her what she wants to do, but some of them she ignores. She won't respond to them. Just like when she was saying in there, she told his friend no retribution because she could feel the retribution spirit, and she ran away from Nipsey's friend because she could feel the grief and she could feel the spirit of revenge. Well, those spirits are on his mother. She just must not hear them or feel them, and they're big as hell. They are so hungry and they are so angry. They are ready for war and revenge, and they're not going to let this go. They keep trying to speak to her, and she's fragmented. What I see in her, I've never seen before. Every tear in Nipsey's body is a tear in the mother's body. Every organ that was pierced, because the first one that jumped out to me was Nipsey's liver. I saw a cut, a nick on the liver, and a piece that was taken. So that could have happened too when they were doing an autopsy and they have to measure and take a piece of everything to test it to see what killed them or what drugs or anything in there. Were the organs healthy? Were they functioning? Were there a disease in the organ? I saw it. I first looked at the mother's liver. I saw her whole auric field. The way I saw Samael's aura open in the back and a giant hole in the front, this is different because because she's his mother. It runs all the way down to her vagina. It goes through all of her female organs just like it goes through his. And I saw wounds in the low abdomen, down in here near one leg. So either there's a gunshot wound down at Nipsey's body, low, on one side affecting one leg and the intestine. Because it's not the mother, but I saw it on the mother. The mother has the exact duplicate, the exact genetic blueprint and the etheric blueprint of her son. That's how I saw this. I saw it first on the mother. Different injuries, bruises, was pressure. It was in the mother. Her womb is so devastated. She is enraged. Or at least the higher part of her. If it's not the physical part, it's there. I see it. I seen her crying. And I feel with the crying, it's so much pain and anguish and rage. She wants to scream. How could they do this to my baby? The rage. How could you disrespect and violate and maim and humiliate and just do this to my baby like this, like he's nothing? And it's feeling all down here. And it's such a heaviness, like a glob of energy. Like she's literally giving birth again. But when the death of a child occurs, I saw the energy of her uterus detach. And the uterine muscle detached. The life was gone. And it detached from her physical walls of her body. And it just started to hang low like an energetic sac. Like a blob of energy where she's carrying this dead baby. So mama ain't released this stuff. And let this go. Let it go. Giving birth to this child. Because you don't understand, for you all that never had a baby or lost a child. When you get pregnant, especially with you carrying a boy, a special boy, and it's in the uterus, and the baby starts to develop, and the umbilical cord starts to develop, that life is now attached to all of your organs and your fluids, and it moves through your being. You are God, and you're creating a mini God. And the women that are spiritual and powerful like her, and like a lot of us, and like me, you know when somebody's trying to kill your child. Or you know when the child dead or halfway dead. Because it happened to me. I'll briefly tell you a little bit of it. I really don't want to get, into this, but I know about that shit and that gang shit. Because my son was a gang member. And he decided a few years ago, because I've always felt my child. I knew I was pregnant with my child, and I would dream of him in my womb. I knew it was going to be a boy. I knew what it was going to look like and everything. And when he get in something, I knowed it. And a few years ago, he said, I don't want to be in the gang. I want to get out. And I told him, I kept seeing it. I would wake up and I didn't see him, or he wasn't here, or 2, 3 in the morning, I'm looking for him. I said, they're going to kill you. And he brought one of the gang members to the door. And I looked at one of them. They, hi, Miss Lex, how you doing? I said, how you doing? And I said, baby, I'd rather they know where I live than you be out and something gonna happen. I said, I don't like him. He's jealous of you. And he's going to be one of the ones that try to kill you. Oh, mama, yeah, okay. And then he brought this girl. She looked like a boy. I said, that's a bulldog, ain't it? She said, yeah. I said, she thinks she's a damn man. I said, she's going to be present. When they try to kill you, she's going to know about it, be around, but she's not going to take. Oh, my mama, yeah. I kept seeing it. I kept seeing the vision. It says it's going to be in a blue car. And the one driver going to have like a falcon, Atlanta falcon symbol, a tattoo on his face or something. When this happened, the nigga had a blue car and had a falcon hat and like a falcon tattoo. Says a light-skinned nigga that's gonna be driving, set this shit up. He wouldn't listen to me. That's exactly what happened. Told me to get out. He said, I don't want to be in a gang. Y'all gonna do this to me. And it was some bullshit, like by the girl. Jealousy. He didn't even do anything to violate them or their rules. It was jealousy. They told him to get out of the car and run and shot my baby in the back. There was so many of them shooting that I am surprised he only got hit the one time. And while this is going on, I'm not with my child. But I knew that the shit was going on because during the time, I didn't know the time. I didn't physically know the time. But my body and my spirit knew the time that it occurred because I was on the phone with a woman and we were talking and I started crying and I started screaming. And she said, why? I said, my uterus. It feels like somebody, that's it, they trying to kill my boy. Because I could feel my uterus, they were trying to, it felt like somebody had twisted it and kept twisting and twisting it and tried to snatch it out of my insides. And then they would pull it and I felt it going literally out. I could see it coming through my skin and then like a rubber band, because uterus is rubbery. It stretches to hold your baby. And then it goes, zoop, it goes back in. I said, okay, he's still alive. He's still alive. I don't know where he is and what's going on. He won't answer the phone, but he's still alive. And then it did it again. He twists and it was, oh! And she says, why are you crying? I said, they're trying to kill my son. They're trying to kill my baby. I know it. He's dying. They're trying to kill him. And she's like, well, are you sure? I said, I know. It was like 2, 3 in the afternoon, about 6 o'clock. About 6 o'clock, my grandmother calls me. And she says, you need to go down to the hospital. Your child been shot. They said meet them at the morgue. Because I don't know. I said, Mama, you want to go with me? She said, I saw you give birth to that child. I can't see that child die now. I done seen him come in the world like I ain't seen him go out. You got to go by yourself. I said, okay. So, that's what reminded me of NIPSEY mother, because I was just like her. I didn't scream and holler and beg nobody to go with me. I dressed. I said, well, we got to do what we got to do. Because if they show me this child laying here in the morgue cold, all I can do is spend time with my baby, and I'm just going to have to be strong and make the arrangements. I went down there, and I said, here's my ID. I was told my child was shot, and I have to come to the morgue to see if you got his body back there in the fridge. She said, hold on, let me see it. When I saw her, that's what I thought about. And you have to, whether you like it or not. The shit is what it is. Either they dead, or either they are very wounded and need surgery and survive, or going to be halfway fucked up, or they recover. Either way, I knew I was going to have to deal with that shit. and be strong with the shit. So see, I'm not talking about shit I don't know. And that's why I kind of wonder, this is why this young man picked me to talk to. Because I've been through so much hell and had it with my child. I never want to feel that again. But at the same time, if something happens to him, I do. Because every mother doesn't have that feeling. Like she said, she got ready. She got ready in 2 weeks because she knows. I know that she's telling the goddamn truth because I lived it. And then I found out the time when he was running and getting shot. And I looked at the police report, and the time the shit happened was when I was over here hollering, saying they trying to kill my boy. They trying to take him off the earth plane. And then I started searching, because I had been praying all week and prayed the night before. And I knew, I said, no, his blueprint is still in the earth. He's still breathing. I could hear it, I could feel it. When I was going, it was the same time they was tearing him up, trying to assassinate like a dog in the damn street. It was when I felt it, just like that boy. Mama felt it. That's why I see the blueprint of him on her. She wearing this boy. She wearing him. Because she gave birth to him. The whole etheric drawing and blueprint from head to toe is in his mama. That's why I know she's hurting. She said she's not. This is tearing up inside. Because I look at her. And when I looked at her inside, it's all real misarranged and misaligned. The energy field all broke up. Slate is grieving. They both grieving. He grieving, she grieving. Because she brought him here, but there's also things. I'll tell you some more things. See, this is an awful thing, and it's a deep thing between her and her baby. Because he wear her, she wear him. They both now have to have a meeting of the minds. The mother has got to be honest with herself about the pain and about the regret and the hurt between her and her son. Because that boy still hurting for his mama, and she needs to get some things right with him. Because he needs the mother to balance him out, because he cannot pass. He cannot go through the other side till the mama makes some things right. She got to be honest with herself. Deal with some guilt, some things. Hope y'all don't get mad at me, because I'm not bashing. I'm not judging. I'm not doing none of that. That's why I told you a little bit what happened to me. Because I know. Oh, I have to look at my son. There's even things that I have to not be hard-hearted enough to say, I'm sorry. And I did you wrong, and I was too hard on you, and things I didn't know where you were, I didn't like what you were doing, but I will always love you because you are my baby. And we are always connected. I feel him, he feel me. I could not hear from him, wonder where the fuck he at, and said, boy, you better call me this day at this time. All of a sudden, ring-a-ding-a-ding. Mama, you wanted me to call you? See, that's the same kind of connection that she could have with NIPSEY, because he's reaching out to her still. Like he was, when he asked me to write to her. And see some of what it said about her when it showed me, because she secretly feels the pain. I guess she don't want to publicly feel the pain. She don't want nobody. Very intelligent woman. Very spiritual woman. But she hold it together outside. But this has got to be. Got to be. I can see it on her face. This hurts her so bad to see her baby tore all up, assassinated like that, kicked like that. You do that, yes, De Niro, to somebody's child, take their life like it ain't nothing. I felt it publicly. I don't mind feeling it publicly. Everybody not there, but like I say, she don't have to. She needs to let it out privately and talk to her baby, because he keeps reaching out to his mama. He want this fix. He can't go over to the other side without dealing with this with the mama and her dealing with him. And we ain't gotta know it. We ain't gotta see it. But he do. It's between them. This is a karmic bond between her and her baby. He keep calling her. God damn it, he calling her. I did. And he's still humble to his mama. But he's hurt by her. He want her to get it right. And it's saying it's so much grief here. And the mother, I can see the splits in the back of her body. God damn, y'all. My phone going dead. Just when I'm finna get into some more shit, it's going dead. I don't know how to put it on the charger. You know what I'm going to do? Because I don't want to come back and do this smart. I'm going to come back in a minute. I'm going to hold it. If I have to hold it with the charger so we can get this done. Because I'm going to come back in a few days anyway. But I want to have this done. Okay? So let me go get the charge. I'll be back.